Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Inspired Flow. Today we have the opportunity to strengthen on the birthday inspired flow. Yes, this is the season to be birthdayed for my wife, my soulmate, and for myself. We are both born during Pisces. That is the muzzle, and that's I believe is those two fish going in different directions. We have the opportunity to be alive. One, to go back to our pure source, that is the fish going the right direction. That is the life force that's existing in our being, in our blood, in our soul, in the gift of life, to enjoy it, to appreciate it, and to give thanks, and also to give blessings to others. That's a powerful point of a birthday, to appreciate all the people that brought you to life, my family and friends who have given me an enjoyable experience of life, and to allow oneself to basically get older, but hopefully get wiser, more experienced. I was speaking to someone yesterday who's 10 years my younger and has only recently moved to the Holy Land, and just giving him a bit of inspiration from my extra 10 years or 20 years or so, because I've been living here 20 years now, of experience that things are beyond this reality in terms of Israel. Like, it doesn't exactly flow the normal direction that most people in the world are experiencing, how they survive and get by and even succeed and hopefully really build something special. It flows in a different way in this place, in the Holy Land, and I've experienced it. I've been here 20 years now. I'm coming up to my 39th birthday, my wife also. Not that she feels that way, she feels still like a teenager and looks like one also, Hashem. But the concept of getting older is a real flow. Like it's something which is important to internalize what that means practically, that you now have new insights, you now have ability to, from experience, to look back and to try and realize that not only are those two important points of emotional intelligence we spoke about and being versatile crucial nowadays, that one, you can't get old. You have to constantly renew yourself, renew what you're doing. Like, for example, I saw a quote and it says, as long as you're moving, then things are good. Even if it's slow, like, right now I'm in a more slow transition point. I have a lot of projects I want to build, and I'm just allowing it to come together at the right time. And that is the flow. I mean, in a way, it's not even about me allowing it, it's just me not getting in the way of the flow, that things will come together just as the time they're supposed to. And each thing will come as each day goes forward. I did a lot of accomplishments this week, but, it's always about the process and allowing the flow to go in a healthy direction, in a way that, once again, the relationships are prioritized and the value system and the skills we're developing are being developed. So you're always growing. A person's in a state, a positive state. That's the emotional intelligence. So you have to maintain a certain level of joy. And so these two important points were brought out. I was listening to Tom Bilyeu about emotional intelligence and versatility, that this is something which we all have to, get our heads around, especially like if, for example, we have a value system which is based on very deep and old mystical traditions, which is my personal situation, or say you're more conservative orientated, or all these kind of personalities. It shouldn't be a contradiction with the idea of renewal, because the real truth of mystical tradition is it's constantly renewing. And that is part of the flow of creation, that there's a constant renewal. So that shouldn't contradict anything a person who's very traditionally based in his value system, and it should actually vitalize and give him or her strength to go ahead with certain inspiration and empowerment. And this is something which I'm working very hard on. And now, being that it's my birthday, there's a great opportunity to really tap into a new flow. Because that idea of being born, there's 2 months this year for my birthday. There's the first Adar and the second Adar. So this is the first one. So we will be celebrating the second one. That will be Purim here in Jerusalem. And my wife is a week before. I already spoke about it, I think, in previous podcasts. The idea of Moshe Rabbeinu's Yotzai comes out at the same time as my wife's birthday. And she's actually a week older than me, so I'm a little bit of a, I think the word is toy boy or tomboy, I don't remember. Anyway, the point is that we are renewing our connection with ourselves, and this gives us an opportunity to make new decisions, to be available for new opportunities, and not to get old like this in a negative sense, like not to feel out of touch with what's going on, because the world is moving very fast, and there's a purpose to that movement, that flow forward that's pushing technological developments and job markets and everything in a very fast pace. That is an opportunity to actually tap into that flow. You don't have to fight it. Like, there is a concept, like when we mentioned about with the fish, you don't want to be pulled downstream into all the polluted waters when you're building your home. And I did that for many, many years. Like, I went up against the tide of the world and was able to build a home, hopefully based on purity and holiness, and bring the children into a world that doesn't have chaos and over exposure to all the intensity of internet and things that are going on around and around. There was a focus on values and family, and like we have Shabbos, Shabbat, to disconnect, to reconnect. We have certain times, Yom Tov, special moments which were the priority of our home, and that was like fighting towards those pure waters against the tide around us. But now that there is, thank God, that foundation that we're still building and protecting and developing with our kids, and it comes back to the other side, that there is a flow of inspiration and technology and development, which is an opportunity for everybody to really connect on a larger scale and actually go upwards, not downwards. So this is something which we're going to be doing. The Unity Inspires projects. The branding is coming out. Hopefully today or tomorrow we'll have it in my hands and I can start pushing it forth on a larger level. And the real key is that everybody who listens and shares this and builds on this has the opportunity to combine together with the flow that's going to be coming forth of inspiration and unity, to be able to really build projects that unifies the larger world around us and doesn't get us stuck into a more small-minded flow, that we can actually as a group unify. Like the idea of social networking and social media is really like under-tapped. Like we haven't really yet seen the full process of what it means when people with different contents and abilities can actually have a power to express. Like this is partly what this podcast is about, and that's why I'm like not giving up in putting it out there, because I believe that with time, the audio, the ability to communicate on this larger level will grow, and the appreciation for the content that I'm putting out and other people are putting out. There's so much personal wisdom and experience each person has to offer. Like personally, my consultancy is starting to get more and more interest, and honestly, I'm not like really advertising or doing any big efforts to get the word out there. And thank God people are coming to me, and they're paying, and I get the opportunity to hopefully give them experienced advice and some contacts and get people on the direction that they want to go through what I've been blessed with, understanding. And it's something which is an opportunity. Like we can collaborate, we can have consultancy. And the third point, which I've been talking about, is it's not just about business. It's also there's this larger picture of connection and just building something which is a bigger mission. So we're going to get more clear on what exactly those points as time goes on. That's the beauty of a podcast, that there's a developmental aspect that as the weeks go on, we can hopefully make clearer and clearer exactly how we're going to do that. And also one of the best ways, and I've found that, is actually speaking it out with people, and that's part of why consultancy is so important to me, but also having opportunity to meet different people. As my hand fully recovers, I'll be able to be more active again, and I appreciate everyone's prayers and good wishes. I wish everyone a beautiful end of week, and thank you for listening. All the best.